Dear participants, our guests are arriving shortly, so we'll start the session within a very short while. A very good afternoon to all the participants. I once again welcome all of you in this afternoon session of this national level FDP for 5 days on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and its application. We are very honored to have with us our Honorable Director, Professor Kumaraswamy Rao sir. Sir has been working for a long term in DLRL as a director and received awards from Prime Minister of India in several occasions. We are very honored to have with us Sir today. Sir, I would like to invite you to address the participants. Sir, am I audible, sir? Professor Kumaraswamy, sir? Sir, you can start now, sir. Come on.
Okay. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible now.
Okay.
You're audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sir, kindly unmute once again, sir. It is muted. Your audio is muted, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So I congratulate all the organizers and resource speakers and also the participants for attending this very important FDP on AI, machine learning and its applications. As you know, in the past decade, technology has completely transferred our world, the way we live in this world. Indeed, in next decade, our work, communication, trade, and learning process will be driven by AI. Academics experts and industry, academic experts and industry experts are thinking about this problem, churning out this particular problem, which is people say, some people say it is good for the society, and some people say it's bad to the society. But leaving that apart, the policymakers who are our the political bosses have not understood the real importance of the artificial intelligence. Normally, what happens is that if anything is being technologically brought, this is a new field that has been brought in the last few years, it will being criticized in some quarters that it is going to reduce the existing jobs that are now prevailing. But it is true that some jobs you may be losing, but the tremendous contribution of artificial intelligence to many of the fields is not being properly brought to the notice of our bosses. How far the ethics and morals is going to change definitely in every society there will be selfish people who will like to utilize this artificial intelligence, and there is going to be problems of morality and ethics. Leaving that aside, the two important things I would like this particular FDT to churn is one is how is this artificial intelligence is
आप मैडम को कॉल कीजिए,
affecting our education.
मैडम को कॉल करके पूछिए.
This is most important.
Sir, kindly unmute yourself, sir, once again. There was some disturbances, so muted.
The industry is very important to us because unless the industry survives, unless the industry produces products, we will not be able to, even the education field is not going to survive. This particular AI is a new field, virgin field, in which there is possibility for our Indian scientists, Indian workers to become pioneers, unlike other fields wherein hundreds of years of experience, hundreds of years of knowledge it has to be acquired before become a leader. But fortunately, this field there is just started. It's a virgin field, and it is our duty as an academicians. If our politicians are not in a position to understand this, it is we have to go to them and create the necessary environment. I will tell you one experience what I had to say that politicians are not that they do not know anything, but they are more knowledgeable in some fields, and it happened in one of the incident which I am going to tell now. In somewhere in 1985, when I was just budding, maybe around half my age at that time, I was when Dr. APJ Kalam took over the DRDO, and he with some people able to write some project proposals for the integrated guided missile program. Here, There we proposed 5 projects: Trishul, Akash, Prithvi, Agni, and the tank project, and also the BrahMos project. We were at that opinion. Kalam himself told that these are huge projects and we do not know how to go about this, except that Kalam has worked in the field of the rockets, and people like us, we have never seen even how a missile works. But fortunately, we wrote the project report and submitted to the, at that time, Madam Indira Gandhi. At that time, she was the Prime Minister. So Kalam himself told that because we have projected almost 1200 crores at that time, 1985, 1200 crores was a very big amount. So the government will not be able to fund so much of money. It may take up 1 or 2 projects at the maximum. To our surprise, when Kalam came from Delhi, he said, Madam Indira Gandhi told that we should pursue all the 5 projects. And because missile field has been there since last 300 years, and to become and it was a field that no technology transfer was possible, no book knowledge, not article knowledge was possible at that time. Everything was kept as a secret, and they have formed into a group not to give technology at that time. Then when Kalam himself came and told that Madam Indira Gandhi is approved all the projects, and she promised that more and more money will be given to if it is required. But then this was a very surprise to us, because number of manpower was less. The scientists working in these projects were hardly counted. So therefore, we thought that it was an impossible task that we have taken. But today you see, thanks to our late Dr. APJ Kalam, that we are now one of the leading in nations in the field of missiles and rockets. We have been able to even import, instead of import, now we are able to export some of the missiles to countries like Akash and BrahMos. So why I brought this to our notice is that politicians are not that they do not understand. If you can project them, put them in proper field, they are able to understand us. They will help us in all fields. And this is one field in which we all of us who are working on that AI and other allied fields should bring out the most important thing is that we should become the leaders in this particular field, because this is a virgin field. We can put a lot of amount of resources, possibilities there, provided we take up this as our motivational task. Second thing I would like to tell you is what is this effect of artificial intelligence on the industry. We have been talking about, there is a lot of talking, thinking, and also discussions how this particular project, this artificial intelligence field as slowly getting into all our daily life. So our job concurrently, not only working in the theoretical aspects of this particular thing, we should concentrate on also applications of this artificial intelligence in industry. There only we have a lot of difficulties, because industry do not trust the academicians. Today, I'm very sorry to tell that there is practically no interface that is going on between industry and the academia. So when I have visited number of foreign countries also, if you have any project, the participation of academicians is more than 40 to 50%. The design comes from there, but hardly in IGMDP when we pursued this. Even today, I am very sorry to say the contribution from the academicians are not even 5%. So this is sorry the state of affairs, but then we can correct because we are at a advantageous position. We have the leisure, we have the time, and unlike the industry cannot afford to put faith on trust us just suddenly. We have to build up that interface, and this interface is very practically possible in the field of artificial intelligence. In the field of education also, there are many who are susceptible about that. Many of us will lose our jobs. It is not true. We will be probably getting into some other new fields in this education, wherein the education that we are imparting today, as you know, the institutions in India, the students who are passing out, not even 30% of them are employable. This kind of a thing has to change. Unless this changes, we are now, I have got large ambitions to become the third industrially developed country in the next 10 years. If we had to achieve this, this is we had to put this, and artificial AI comes very, very near to our hearts, and it is a virgin field. We can develop this field and become the leaders by not only concentrating on the theoretical aspects of this particular thing, and we have to concentrate on application. More and more number of people should work on the what are the application, what are the interfaces between this particular field, and how industry is going to get benefited. And as if you know that most of the industry thrives on the projects that we the technical know-how we purchase, giving millions and billions of dollars. I will tell you a simple example. We export so much of ferrous material from Goa and other places to Japan, and Japan gives us the steel and iron products to us. Why it is not possible for us to start factories to make this from the using this ferrous material? There are like this. There are so many problems that we academicians, the industry people blame us, saying that we do not know the domain knowledge. We prefer to sit on air-conditioned rooms and write a number of projects, number of reports, number of articles produced in journals. But this is slightly, if 30 to 40% of the people go out into the field, for that, we are as a teachers, we should motivate our youngsters to go into this particular field. And there is a lot of possibility that we can achieve become the one of the leaders, if not the best leaders, one of the leaders in this particular AI and machine learning. And there are number of lectures are being planned, and I request the speakers to motivate our participants to put this into their minds that unless we have to develop this particular field, which is more easier than other fields which have got hundreds of years of experience and technical knowledge and know-how, this particular field is totally virgin, totally virgin. So I wish the participants and the speakers, thank you very much, and the organizers who have been able to organize this online FDP on artificial intelligence. So many experts are going to speak. Let us hear all those people, but I request that the speakers to concentrate not in theoretical aspects but the applications of this, how this can be useful for the industry, how our industry can become one of the leading industries in this particular field. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I will always be looking forward from the youngsters like you to take this field into one of the best available resource, which available opportunity has come to us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us and giving your valuable suggestions and motivations for this FDP. Dr. Anibal sir, can you please give the introduction of our resource person today? Okay, I think Dr. Debashish sir has joined us. Sir, can you just open your video so that we can have you on screen? Yeah, thank you, sir. So I think we'll start the session as Dr. Anibal sir is not, he's not in the network connectivity area. So we'll start the session directly.
Yes, ma'am. I'm there. I'm there.
Okay, yeah, please.
Okay, there was a glitch in my network, so I'm there.
Okay, no problem. Can you please introduce Dr. Debashish sir?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Papia, ma'am. On behalf of Bharat Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad, I extend a heartfelt welcome to Dr. Devashish Das. I hope that with your knowledge, the participants will be able to make the best of it. And your topic is going to be on hands-on machine learning sessions, Python programming, Google Colab, machine learning model for real-life applications. Dr. Devashish Das is currently a faculty member of Computer Science and Engineering Department at the School of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science at Indian Institute of Technology, Jodhpur, Rajasthan. He joined IIT Jodhpur in 2019, and before joining IIT Jodhpur, he was working as a faculty member in NIIT University, India, and VITS Pilani, KK Birla Goa campus. His research interests include vehicular ad hoc network, blockchain, Internet of Things, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Dr. Das has published 120 research papers in top international journals with top rankings. Dr. Das has 10 sponsored projects and 2 consultancy projects to his credit. He has been awarded the Early Career Research Award and BRICS Young Scientist Award from Science and Engineering Research Board, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. He has many research collaborations with premier institutions in India and different universities across the globe. He has been engaged in different academic activities inside and outside the institute. And that's it now. I would like to hand over the session to Dr. Dash. Thank you, sir. You can start the session now.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Dr. Edinburgh, and thank you for invitation. Okay, so just I'll share my screen. So then, okay, so my screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So today I'm going to discuss the implementation of machine learning model for real life applications. So first, initially I introduced the basic concept of machine learning, and then, okay, so all of you mostly know basic idea you have, but again I discuss, and then also in the real life where we apply. So I pick up some problem and how we solve through the machine learning. Okay, so then we'll discuss. Okay, so please mute yourself. There is a background noise. Okay.
Sir, no voice, sir. Sir, no voice, sir.
Hello. Yes, now it's. I'm
Yes,
audible
sir.
now? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Somehow automatically it is muted. Okay. So now, in the recent trend in AI and machine learning is that we apply the machine learning there of 2022 and 2023. The AI and ML technology increasingly find the way into everything in the advanced technology. So now, if you check the quantum computing or quantum theory, which is in the theoretical concept, which is now integrated concept, is in the quantum machine learning. Okay, as well as the your same thing is a medical diagnosis. All these cases we are use the machine learning for the different application point of view. Okay, so everywhere we can use the machine learning, but how we apply the machine learning, what is exactly machine learning, and why we need this thing for the anything, any detection, any prediction, or anything identification. Okay, so these are the basically main object in our case, and then we check the in the background thing also. Really, it is in future, it is important. Yes, so from the prediction and from the survey, so revenue generated by the AI hardware, AI software, and as well as the services expected to the reach the 156 billion worldwide in this year, in the 2023, according to the market research. Okay, so everywhere we have to have the either AI related software or AI or machine learning related software or AI or machine learning related services or AI or machine learning related your hardware. Okay, so everywhere, either in your like in the case of your medical thing, in the case of your smart city application, in the case of your stock exchange, in the case of your banking, everywhere we want to use the AI. By how we use the AI? Okay, if you have the don't have a background, what are the basic things is required? This is the I'll discuss. Okay, so second thing is on the just thing is on the in this case the machine learning. So just all of you must probably know. Again, I just repeat for your understanding. Machine learning is allow to the computer to find the hidden insight. Okay, so which is not visible or something. So our objective is through the machine learning process, we basically compute to find the hidden insight through the learning process from the data. Okay, so like simple, like you have the 5 years banking data. Okay, so in the 5 years banking data, you want to check and you want to identify the hidden insight, which is the fraud. Okay, so fraud person. Okay, so then you have the data, you have the analysis mechanism. If you manually check, it will take the more time. Okay, so then what is our approach? Our approach is machine learning model with the some modification. You can easily check the okay in the last 5 years how many frauds are there. Okay, because if the manually check is also possible, but it will take the more time. So your machine learning model give you the this type of solution. So here the iterative learning from the data. So in this case, in your case, banking system. So you want to identify the fraud. So through this, you can apply the some machine learning model, which is give you the what are the fraud based on the some input you want to give them. Okay. So some feature you want to select it. Okay. So then they will give you. Okay. So then in this case, hidden thing is this fraud person. Same thing in the case of your nowadays the EV system is there, electronic vehicles. So electronic vehicles somehow due to the some problem, it will not start. So you can easily check. Okay, so what are the parameter due to this parameter? This is the hidden inside. It will not perform good. Okay, so these things are will do through the your this machine learning model. Okay, so in this case, it is then the new keyword or this thing in the computer science allow to learning the with the large data set. So in this case, like if you want to check for the 6-month data for the banking system and you want to identify the fraud, then there is a possibility within 6 months no nothing, there is no attack or something, then you are not able to identify the hidden insight. So that's why you have to have the historical data or 5 to 10 years data, then you are able to identify the correct thing or your model is also working in the correct way. Okay, so this thing by allowing the learning with the large data set and which is enable the machine to change, restructure and optimize the algorithm by themselves. Okay, So now simple definition of the machine learning is the artificial intelligence that allow to the software application to become the more accurate. Okay, accuracy is the one factor to predicting the outcome without explicitly programmed to do. Okay, and machine learning use the historical data just I mentioned as an input to predict the new output value. Okay, so this is the main concept. Okay, so now how it is different from the human learning. Okay, so initially before the machine learning we have the human learning or we have the traditional approach. So traditional approach based on the human learning. So I can learn this is the example. So human can mention the I can learn everything automatically from the experience. Okay, so this is the question, can you learn? Yes, so machines can easily learn, okay, from the past data. Okay, past data which is stored into the your database or which is available into the your textbook or whatever. So this thing, this machine can basically learn everything from the past data, and then after this data, he or she can easily take the or make the decision for the some output. Okay. So now this is a clear idea then you have in this case. Okay, so if you check the in this case easily you have the idea. This is the human learning, which is the traditional learning scheme. We have the intelligence. Through the intelligence we can we learn the material. Okay, and then from this intelligence we have the our skill thing. Okay, learning skill. Okay, we can store or we can remember our learning skill. So we have to have the intelligence, we have to have the learning material, then we can have the learning skill. We can design or develop the learning skill, okay, based on these two parameter, intelligence and learning the materials. Okay, this is the in general human learning. Now the machine learning will, you have the models. So this is the sometimes called the neural network model. You have the input, you have the some intermediate, which is the hidden layer, and you have the single output. So whatever we have mentioned, okay, then you have the data. Data means last 5 years or 10 years historical data you have, and then you have the learning skill. So here the skill is under, so learning by creating the test or learning by ignoring something or something which is then the your skill. Okay, so you want to select the some data or you want to remove some data. So this is their skeleton or it is your skill in this case. So here we are focusing on the model. So our in general in the human learning we have the intelligence. So here we have the intelligent model, and in the case of normal learning material we have, okay, but in this case we have the historical data, and then based on this model and historical data, and we want to check the which one we want to accept, which one and we want to ignore. Okay, so based on this we select the some data and we predict something or detect something, so which is basically responsibility of the machine learning thing. Okay, so like the cancer cell detection, okay, or it is more complex. So any cancer patient detection. So in this case we check the test the sample for 1000 people for last 1 year or something, then we check the what is the ratio or something like this way we can identify the this thing, the predict the something, the in within the last 2 years if we have the out of 100 people, there is in the 2 people is in the with the cancer diseases. So then in the next year what is the possibility? So your model, if you give the last 5 years 10 years data, you will predict the current thing as well as in the future thing, both things. Okay, so now it is in the computer science. So why the need the computer science? Okay, it's not like the computer science means electrical person cannot do the machine learning. It's not like that. Computer science here in this case, you have to have the basic knowledge about the computation. You have to have the basic knowledge about the hardware, and you have to have the some tools and software related to the computer science. So that's why this is the important in the case of machine learning design. Okay, so it's not like that you have to have the very good data structure algorithm type of thing, not like that. In this case you have to have the basic understanding about the some programming language and as well as the logic, and then the some computation as well as the hardware and software. Okay, and in the case of machine learning, so this is the algorithm. Okay, this is a technique that can make the prediction through the through your data sets. Okay, and deep learning is which is inspired by the human brain, and as well as it's the more complex structure. Okay, which is give you the more accurate result, which is the deep learning. Okay, so here deep learning means which is the neural network. It is the open source technology. Okay, large data set is available, some of the cases labeled data. Okay, and then as well as the engineering expertise is required, some basic knowledge just I mentioned, and specialized hardware is required nowadays. So that's why we have the Google Colab, not normal server or GPU based server is required for this thing. Okay, so now simple concept. In the case of machine learning, you have the training data. Then you have the next step is you train the machine learning algorithm. So this data you can train through the machine learning algorithm. Then you identify the models. Okay, and then after that you have the machine learning algorithm. From the machine learning algorithm, so you have this input data, you have the machine learning algorithm, and you have previously selected the model. Then you have the prediction, and after the prediction you check the evaluation. So your model is good or bad. If the good, then you accept. If the bad, you can reject it. Okay, so like this way the overall system. So in general, if we remove this part, then you have the input data, you have the machine learning algorithm, you have the prediction mechanism. You check the accuracy. If the accuracy is more, those models accuracy are the more, so then those model you can select or accept those model, and those models the accuracy is less, then you can decline or reject the model. In general, the machine learning concept is based on the supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. So first you check what type of data you have. Based on the data, you can check that this is based on the supervised or unsupervised thing is possible in your application. So your application will vary, and as well as so in general, if you have the labeled data set, then you can easily apply the supervised learning. If you have the unlabeled data set, not labeled data set, then we're focusing on the unsupervised thing. Or in the case of reinforcement learning, like learning from mistake, or there's a penalty for the mistake, or if you do the good work, then you receive some reward. So such way, which is called the reinforcement learning. So in general, this three categories, then we have the multiple category, which is derived from this category. Okay, so task driven, then predict the next value, which is supervised, as well as you have the labeling data set. Unsupervised, it is data driven, identify the cluster, you don't know this thing, so then you identify the cluster, or then this is basically unsupervised, and this is the learning from mistake, which is your reinforcement learning. Okay, so they have again the multiple category classification. Okay, supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. Okay, they have the classification, regression concept in the supervised, unsupervised, you have the clustering. Okay, and dimensionality reduction. Okay, so then you have the reinforcement learning, just time reward and penalty. So reward penalty thing is finance sector, they basically use. Okay, manufacturing thing. Okay, as well as the gaming, sometimes you want the point, so which is also. So these are the industry in the case of reinforcement learning. Okay, so this is the machine learning category, and they are the subcategory. Okay, and different applications. So AI, ML, and deep learning already I discussed. Okay, so this is which is the whole area is called the AI. Then the sub area called the machine learning, subset of the AI, and subset of machine learning is called the deep learning. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we focus on the machine learning, as well as we have something we want to discuss about what is this, the deep learning thing. So machine learning, in general, you have the input. Input means you have the historical data set. Then you want to extract the feature. So if you want to identify the cancer patient from the last 5 years data, or you want to identify the Parkinson disease based patient, okay, so then you have to give the features. Features means you have the data for the personal information of the some patient. Then you check what are the features play the important role for your cancer detection. Okay, or what are the information or attribute play the important role for the Parkinson detection or prediction. Okay, basically Parkinson prediction. Okay, so in this case, so you have to have those features. You can retrieve And then after that, you through the classification, you classify them. Okay, so you classify them. There is a possibility. You classify them. Okay, person with initial stage of cancer, person with middle stage of the cancer, person with final stage of the cancer, person with no cancer or normal behavior. Okay, so those classification you can do based on the feature extraction. Okay, as well as the modeling. Okay, so then through this classification and modeling, then you have the output. So what is your output in this case? In the case of cancer, cancer prediction, what will be the your output through the machine learning? Any idea? Anyone? What are the answer in this case? You have the input, what will be the output, and what is the your means performance in this case? If you have the patient data set, and from the patient data set you want to predict the cancer. Anyone from the audience? Yes, whether, yes, good, whether he's a cancer patient or not. Okay, good. Okay,
He will
but
do the classification.
yes, so this is binary classification. Okay, so
Yes.
it is if the binary classification, so please remember, binary classification is on the two easy tasks. Okay, you categorize them, the cancer and non-cancer. Okay, and in this case your accuracy level, you are every time getting the good. Okay, because only you categorize the cancer and means basically cancer and non-cancer patient. Okay, so which is very easy task. Okay, so that's why the machine learning, if you easily apply, you can getting the sum of the model give you the good performance or something, then which is not a good solution. Okay, so that's why the in the case of some of you mostly faculty member or a student or something, if you want to submit the project proposal or you want to submit the something like the paper for the good transaction or good conferences, they will not accept. Okay, because binary one is easy. And why easy is not a problem. Problem is when you categorize them, the non-cancer and cancer, so there is a possibility some cancer patient also belongs to the non-cancer, because due to the you consider the sum of the features. Okay, and easily you can say that there are non-cancer and cancer. There is a possibility some of the non-cancer patient belongs to the cancer region. Okay, so this thing is somehow there is an error in your feature selection. You can easily select the some features and easily you mention the this is cancer and non-cancer. So that's why the what we categorize and we use the multi-level or multiple classification. Okay, so multi-level classification, yes, good. So this in multi-level classification, we consider the 3, 4, 5 level, whatever the level, first level, second level, or somehow you can mention the this thing, the initial stage, middle stage, final stage, and no cancer. So in this case, what is the complexity? Complexity is your model is whatever model you can use. Okay, advanced model. But this feature selection, you have to check the individual features. Okay, so their blood pressure, okay, BP, their oxygen level, okay, their some parameter related to the blood. Okay, so those things you have to consider all these cases, and you also categorize. Okay, if their BP is 170 less, then it is belongs to 120 less, then it belongs to the some category. Okay, category to check the okay, those things you have to check in this case. Okay, so we'll discuss the later in the real life application how we apply those thing. Okay, and then in the case of deep learning, what happened in the deep learning, you have the input, and so in the traditional machine learning, you can the handcrafted features. So this feature somehow related to the your diseases, and then the which is in the somehow in the case of costly or develop a solution in this case to develop. But in this case, we have the learning to the historical representation from data by itself. So we have the multiple layers. Okay, you have the input layer, you have the multiple layers, and through this layer, you can select the features or something, then you finally predict the more accurate data. Okay, so both cases, your accuracy level is on the depends on the your number of data set you have. Okay, so your data set is more, size is more, so then in general the machine learning model will give you the good accuracy. So output means, in this case, output means, please all of you, which is everyone did the mistake. So output means in your case 4 category: initial stage cancer patient, set of patient with the initial stage, set of patient with the middle stage, set of the patient with the final cancer, final stage of the cancer, set of the patient with non-cancer or normal. Okay, this is the your output, and this output you are getting with the good model, your accuracy level is 95%, or your absolute mean ratio, or basically error ratio, is somehow 50%, whatever the value, 0.1 or 0.2, whatever this thing. So these are the output, or you can also calculate the precision, recall, accuracy, AUC, multiple parameters you have, but you have, your objective is you have to categorize them into multi-class classification. Okay, then it is possible, otherwise not. Okay, so this is the main thing in the case of machine learning. Same thing we can use using the deep learning neural network model, using the deep learning. Okay, so when you implement the whole this thing, so you have to have the be careful about the features. What are the features play the important role? If you select the incorrect features, one feature is incorrect, which is not related to the cancer, then you are not able to identify the correct patient with the his cancer level. Okay, so this is the big challenge in the case of machine learning models. Okay, everyone do the somehow accuracy, but accuracy is not a important parameters. Okay, so same thing, just this is the way, and these are the not new technique. Whatever you are focusing on the new machine learning, this is a very old technique. Now it is implementation thing is there, so that's why there is the new concept. Okay, so then, but in general, theoretical concept is a very earlier. Okay, so these are the differences. Okay, and some thing. Okay, it is very simple. It is somehow medium type of thing. It is solve the very complex problem. Okay, so these are the multiple things we have. Then these are the application. Okay, just I mentioned the application area. So nowadays, for the almost all areas, you can use the this thing. Okay, so nowadays, just I yes, please mute yourself. And just I discuss. So currently, we are working the sum of the system. Okay, so like we are working the system with the driver behavior prediction. Okay, and we also working on the some system. Okay, we already implemented. Okay, driver behavior prediction. Okay, so then we also develop some system which is crime prediction of the specific region. Okay, then we also working on the accident prediction. Okay, and we also working on the nowadays, which is important problem, earthquake prediction. Okay, so multiple things. Okay, we can also predict through this. Okay, so we already developed the solution for this, and this thing you can search with the my name, and you can easily got those paper related projects already available in the online. Okay, and which is basically implemented in the government, different government agency, as well as some companies perspectives. Okay, so those things. So here just weather forecasting also we can use the machine learning model. Anomaly detection means any abnormal activity in our city, so we can easily predict through this. Stock prediction is also there is a possibility through the machine learning or deep learning model. Recommendation system. Okay, so recommend the any system, so you can use the machine learning models. Okay, just I will discuss that today, as well as the face recognition, correct face recognition, something also you can use the machine learning models. Okay, for the machine translation, language translation is also of the it is also used in the machine learning concept. Okay, so these are the different application. Any application you can use the machine learning concept. Okay, So these are the how to work. So initially you have the your data. So nowadays we have the multiple data. We have the open, what is this? The social media data. You have the video data. Okay. Or you have the network feeds. Okay. Or news feeds. Okay. From this, you have to have the any machine learning model. Then in the machine learning model, you can do the multiple things, because your data is nowadays, the data is not text data. Your data means your data is in the text, as well as the image, as well as the video, as well as the audio. So then you can do the multiple things with the data. Okay, so in the Twitter, it's not the data is text data. Its data is a your multimodal data. Okay, so any type of the data, and their meaning is also different. Sometimes the English language, they use the English keyword for Hindi representation or something. So then from this data, we can do the multiple things. So we can image analysis, because if the data is image, topic analysis, okay, sentiment analysis, okay, so you categorize them the positive people or negative people, or just you mention the cancer, non-cancer patient, language translation, just I mentioned, language detection, okay, which language, okay. So this thing, and output is showing the like the your bar chart or your pie chart or something different representation, line graph, whatever the your requirement, you can display. This is the output. Then easily you understand the what type of data you have and how they represent and how you analysis the data. So you can do the image analysis, you can do the topic analysis, you can do the sentiment analysis, you can do the language translation, language detection. So all this thing is possible through this machine learning model. Okay, so now you have the supervised, you have the unsupervised. Okay, you have the feature extraction is important. Then after that, you have the machine learning algorithm. Then finally, you have the prediction model. This prediction is give you the this 6 category or 2 category based on the your requirement. Okay, so this is the but 2 category is in the basically too easy or something. So then somehow we focusing on the multiple categories. Okay, so this is the simple, okay, introduction to machine learning, ordinary system. You with AI concept, you have the machine learning algorithm, then you have the learn something, you predict something, then from the prediction you can check how you improve the your model. So but nowadays what happened, everyone do the learn something, predict something, then they don't want to improve. Then that's why the problem in the nowadays in our country and as well as other countries. Okay, in this machine learning model, what is the problem nowadays we are facing? We don't have the India don't have the proper data set. Okay, so Indian perspective or Indian point of view, somehow they are able to first create the data set, and after that they basically use this data set for the specific application. Okay, so now the problem is in this case, India's all the scientists, all these researchers, they basically don't have the data set. So they basically use the data set for the foreign data set, which is open source and openly available. And they want to predict something for Indian perspective. But it is not correct, because the if you want to use the US data set, US patient behavior, US system, US environmental condition is something different from the India. So you can't design or develop the machine learning model for US patient and for apply for the Indian perspectives. Okay, so that's why we are facing the problem for multiple cases, as well as the same thing. Some person is not able to understand their thinking is something different, our thinking is something different, our data set is something different from their data set. Okay, so somehow Indian perspective, you want to do the machine learning thing, Indian perspective, either you some of the data set now available, okay, you can use the Indian data set, and also you can create the data set for the Indian perspective. Okay, so the machine learning approaches. So existing machine learning approaches can be divided into the just I mentioned the supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Other approaches, like your data is labeled, then you directly apply the supervised. Your data is unlabeled, then it is unsupervised. If your data is combined mix, then the semi-supervised type of learning. Okay, online learning, transfer learning is multiple learning mechanisms are there. Any machine learning involved into the 2 stage. One is training, second one is testing. Okay, in the training stage, the model is learned based on the training data, while the testing stage, the trained model is applied to produce the prediction. And in the case of we believe that the introduction to the machine learning is in the hope to the researcher appropriated to the solve the traditional problem and challenges So this is the, in general, we have the deep neural network with the multiple layers. Okay. So you have the input, the layer is have the each layer have the some specific function, and finally come up with the your output. Okay. So now this is the whole thing in the machine learning. Okay, you have the data, you have the algorithm, you have the model, finally evaluation, then you predict the model. Okay. So now we focus on the methodology thing. Okay, what is the methodology? So first, our objective is either you check, like you want to something medical thing or some very complex thing, then you somehow focus on the your own data set, or somehow the Indian patient perspective some data sets. Okay, if you have, then which is good. If you don't have, then you collect from the hospital or somewhere. Okay, then you integrate them, or some specific region wise collection, and then you, those data is multiple things are there. So somehow you pre-process the data. After that, you can somehow you design the architecture. Okay, what is the architecture you want to design? So from the data you have, then you have to design the architecture. And architecture, when you design the architecture and this thing, then you realize the single data is not able to predict everything. Okay, so then you check the any other data set, some other information from the other data set. So then you can integrate the multiple data sets. So like in this case, this figure, our objective is in the traffic prediction. Okay, so traffic prediction, so we have the traffic data or urban data, but this data is not give you the correct solution. Then we check the traffic is also depends on the weather condition. Traffic also depends on the road condition. Traffic also depend on the number of shopping malls or hospital, movie theater, those things. So in this application, we have considered the 4 different data sets for the prediction of the traffic, while the other data sets are related somehow, related or connected with the traffic. Okay, so this thing is very important nowadays. Single data sets not give you the proper solution for the sum of the very complex problem, and this is a safety critical application we are focusing, where our main priority is human lives, and secondary priority is in the accuracy performance of the system. It's not like they use any machine learning model and give the high performance, then which is not suitable for solve your problem. Okay, so then this is the important thing. So somehow we check the how we design. So that's why I mentioned initially we have the, when you only categorize them, the normal patient and cancer patient, then which is not good solution, because only single database give you the such solution. But when you focus on the 4 category, then you have to add around 4 to 5 different data set, and different parameter is responsible for detecting or predicting the cancers. Okay, cancer patient with the some stage, this initial stage, final stage, medieval stage, or non-cancer patient. Okay, then after that you have the result analysis. So whatever model you have selected, you are getting the four different category with the accuracy. Okay, and then if you achieve the accuracy, then you check the how you enhance the accuracy, how you reduce the error, how you change the your loss function. So those things are also important in the case of machine learning thing. Okay, it's not like the just are you getting the one accuracy, then not the good, then you initially try the with the one model, like the what is the decision tree. If they're not getting the good result, then you focusing on the SVM. If you're not getting the good result, then you focusing on the LSTM. So which is not a good solution. Okay, so then somehow you check and you think that this model is good, then again enhance the accuracy in the different type of the way or different way you can check. Okay, so this is the overall thing in the case of your any application. Now I'll give you the which is real life application. All of you most probably know the application. Then you check the how we enhance the features of this application, how we add and enhance the or intelligent way how. So all of you most probably know the Ola and Uber type of services. Ola, Uber? Yes or no? Most probably all of you know this is a taxi services. Okay, Ola and Uber. Okay, so this what is so in this case what is it? You have the all of you know they have their application Ola and Uber, and what is this their case? The thing they use the app through using the app you can easily book your ride from source to destination. current location to the specific location. Okay, then they give you the shortest path. Okay, so how they will give the shortest path? Anyone? So give you the shortest path, and easily they give you the specific time slot you will reach within this time, and they give the shortest path. So my question is how they select the shortest path? Anyone? GPS is through the GPS they calculate the distance, but how distance or something else? Shortest path means it is distance from source to destination. So every time they select the path with the distance or something else? Distance, only distance. If the minimum distance, then they select that this path is in the, okay, give you distance and time.
By the cost, sir, by the short minimum cost.
Cost, how they will calculate the cost? Based on the distance, they will calculate the cost or something else?
Based on the distance, shortest distance.
No, shortest distance, but as well as the traffic condition. Yes or no? Traffic condition. If your path is shortest, more traffic, then you check that they Google Map give you the two option. Okay, then you select the some other option, because if you select the shortest path option with the more traffic, then your cost will high. Okay, so traffic condition. Okay, and yes, traffic condition in general sometimes, and so they focus on the, in general they focus on the distance, they focus on the time and traffic condition, 3 parameters. Okay, and through this they have the some mechanism they use and they select the shortest path. Okay, so this is the nowadays Ola, Uber, basically they follow the more or less same concept. Okay, not only distance, please be careful, not only distance. If they focus on the distance, then sometimes in the case of Delhi and in the case of Bangalore, they are facing the more problem. Okay, so distance means it's not like that distance, but with your traffic condition, all this thing. Okay, so and they already mentioned you those things because they use the Google Map or something for the calculation. Okay, so somehow they check the cost calculation and distance, both things. So they mention the, okay, somehow they check the, okay, some road with the more traffic, so they select a little bit more distance but traffic is less, and they mention the what is the cost for that. Okay, so now we realize the how we'll somehow change the problem statement. Okay, so that's why we in this case, so select the route, this is mentioned the select the route, so we modify the problem statement. Okay, what will modify? We mention the, we check the, we add the reach factor. Okay, so like we mentioned, you can select the path from the long distance or short distance, whatever, based on the traffic condition and distance. But if the some path having the longer distance, okay, longer distance, but there is no traffic, but there is a possibility of accident, or there is a possibility of the crime, or there is a possibility of the some environmental parameter, so this is the with X. So in this case, our system will give you the two options. One option is longest path, okay, longest path, but you have the no risks, or you have the shortest path with the risks. So which one you want to select? And risk factor means your either accident or something, but how will give this type of statement? Based on the previous data. Okay, it's clear. So we want to design some shortest path system where the user, you or something. So if you are interested, you can go with the shortest path, okay, but with the risk factor. And if you are not, interested with the shortest path, you can go the longest path with no risks. Okay, so this is the basically our objective in this case, and we are using the machine learning concept here and to solve this problem. Okay, so in this case, if you check this is the shortest path and longest path type of thing. So blue one is and the red one is on the shortest, and blue one is on the longest path based on the time. Okay. So now, what is the thing? So when the planning the route in general, in the real life application, drivers consider drivers or our taxi agencies or taxi services. Okay, so they basically consider a multiple different travel costs like the distance, travel time, fuel consumption. Also, they will consider some of the mechanism they have. Different driver may choose the different route between the same source to the destination because they have the different driving preferences. Okay, some want the preferences is in the time efficient driving. Okay, because this is their model. Okay, some of them are the focusing on the fuel efficient driving. So whatever based on this, they have the model they are focusing on. What are the existing services? Ola, Uber, okay, Meru, all these things. Existing route services support the little modeling with the multiple travel costs, and then the same route they will the with a single cost factor. Okay, so shortest route and fastest route is in general the main concept. Okay, so an average passenger in the metro city, if you check the shortest route path selection is the somehow not good or something, then the average passenger in the metro city spend the 243 hours in a year in the traffic congestion. So somehow we want some solution with the less traffic congestion and negative impacting of their quality of life. Okay, so in the metro city, everyone somehow average passenger spend 243 hours in a year for the traffic congestion. Okay, this is the, so our objective is somehow remove this thing through this approach. Okay, most route recommendation system, this is the basically they focusing on the time and distance and impacting the quality of experience and route selection. Okay, but this one we designed the one cyber physical system for recommending the framework, which is the basically based on the risk factor, and we focus on the risk means your accident is a risk, crime is a risk, traffic flow is a risk, road condition, network is a risk, some other things also we consider as a risk factor. Okay, so now if you check the in this figure, so you have the Ola, Uber service, then they will give you the only this path. Okay, this is shortest path with traffic, you can select the shortest path. Okay, but in this path you have the high risk, you have the medium risk, two factors. Okay, this factor means maybe your crime, maybe your accident or traffic flow. So our system give you the three option, this path, and this path. So this path is under no risk, but the distance is more. Okay, there is no crime, no thing. So based on your choice, you want the no risk one thing, then you can select this path and go with. But in this case, you have to have the multiple data, and through this data, you identify the factor, and through this factor, we can take this decision making, this path with the no crime or this path with the more crime. Okay, something like that. So in this case, we have the data sets. So here, what are the data set we have considered? We have considered, if you check the multiple data set, because this is more complex decision making. It's not like only the distance. It's distance, it's traffic condition, it's accident condition, it's point of interest, it is calendar, daytime, nighttime, winter, rainy season, all these things we have considered. Okay, so in the data set, so in this data set, we use the common data set, road data set, point of happened here, then we will not select this path as a user means easy path. Okay, then we feature extraction. What type of features? We consider the feature related to the spatial space related, location related features, temporal features, your time related, daytime, nighttime related features. Some features is in the recurrence features, means like accident occur the multiple time last 2-3 years, which is the recurrence. External features means some weather conditions, some things we included here. Okay, then we use the deep multitask learning, because here we have the multiple data set, multiple features, so we have the multiple tasks. Okay, then if you have the multiple tasks, then you have to previous case, what is our optimization? Our optimization is traditional route recommendation system. What is the based on the time or distance? But here we have the multiple parameters, so our optimization is multiples. Okay, then the model, we check the which model is good. Based on this, all this thing will do, then check the model comparison. We check the somehow whatever the model I have identified, or we have identified multitask learning, which is give you the good result or bad result. Then we check the some effect of the different features. Okay, so how those features are play the important role for the model selection, and we'll also check the effect on the model structure. Okay, so those things will compare, then finally we come up with the final solution. Okay, so and here we basically data sets first, then feature extraction, then you have the deep learning models, any model you can check, then the route recommendation, because in this case we risk factor, so this factor will consider based on the multi-objective optimization techniques, then the quantitative analysis, which model is good, bad, all these things. Okay, then we consider the some data set, which is the US data set, which is available. Okay, because we validate our model. It's not like we apply this model, we validate this our models. Okay, it's good or bad. So accident distribution, how what are the places the accidents occur. Okay, anomaly, different category of the anomaly we categorize, so those distribution, and point of interest. So point of interest in the main city, if you check the multiple red places means point of interest are, so we consider those case also. Okay, so here we consider the multiple things. So we have the spatial feature, we have the temporal feature, we have the external features. Our model is also very complicated. Okay, so we each feature wise we consider the different types of the model. Okay, so then we integrate the model. Okay, we use the embedding layer. Okay, we also use the deep component. Okay, we use the some simple operation integration. Okay, then finally we consider the different parameter task specific thing like the crime, accident, traffic flow, which is whatever the consider, and then finally we are getting our output. So what is our output? Our output is route recommendation with select the route with the risk factor. Okay, so like the specific route with the factor. Okay, so it'll give you this is the route with the factor. Okay, risk factor is 0, so then and risk factor is 0.1 or risk factor is 0.2, something like categorization we have done. Okay, then we check what is the error rate. So we check our case error rate is, this is our model, and based on whatever the model is used in the recent nowadays, we compare with all this model and we check our error rate is relatively low. Okay, so we have the route recommendation top of this, we also check the error rate is somehow low compared to the other model. Okay, then also check this thing, these are the different component we have added in our framework. Okay, so those component how they play the important role in this case, so we have checked here. Okay, so same thing, the context comparison also we check this ratio is also in our case, it is direct component play the important role, other component what is the this thing context based comparison. Okay, so this is the concept, and this concept is the spatio-temporal aspect we consider, and heterogeneous data we consider here in this case, and different data set we consider the data set related to the mobile, related to the infrastructure, related to the demography and other types. Okay, and here we use the multi-objective optimization, and also we consider the mobility, okay, check-in time, check-out time, ride sharing. So these are the different application also you can use such type of thing. Okay, so that's it from my side. So if you have any query, then I'll be happy to yes, longest path with the nodes. Okay, then I'll be happy to the answer. So any question, any query if you have. Anyone?
Participants can unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Anyone, any doubts, anything? Okay, and this type of application can suitable for automobile industry, IT industry, because they also design such type of devices for data collection, software industry, okay, as well as the academic research, financial application, okay, banking and those type.
Ruby X Visa card.
Anyone?
నిల్లున్నాయి. ఓకే ఒక్క నిమిషం చదువుతున్నాను నేను.
Excuse me, sir.
2 complimentary rounds of goals.
I want to ask one question.
Yes.
25% of up to
Sir,
40%
whenever
of
we
minimum
apply
two techniques
supervised
of
learning or
literature,
unsupervised learning, and when we
25% of up
optimize
to
our
150
model,
purchase of minimum
and
two
if
tickets on
results
marks,
we
complimentary
are not
access for
getting the
software
results up to the
revenue
mark,
launch,
so
Okay.
what what factor we will
complimentary
consider
access
for
quarter and hours to get both
achieving
launch,
the results?
air
Okay,
accident
good question.
insurance cover up to
So
0.2
please,
rewards of the customer.
audience, please mute yourself.
Rewards are international spread.
Yes. So in this case, basically first you check the features and you analyze with the features. So you can add the additional features or something which is play the important role for your what is your objective. Okay. So first one is features.
Okay.
So again you recheck with the rethink about the feature. Like in our case, initially we check the okay distance is a parameter. Okay. Then we check the second thing is, and what is the your traffic condition is a parameter. Then third thing we check, okay, no, weather condition is also play the important role. If the heavy rain or something, then something is different. Okay. So you add the, then we add the weather condition is a features. Okay. So like you first focus on the features, then you check the, like if you use the machine learning model or something, then you check the number of layers. Or in the case of LSTN also, you check the how, what are the number of layers or something. Then somehow you increase the layer or something. Okay. And then come up with it. If you add the layer, one more layer, previously you have the 4 layer, now you add the 5 layer, and you check the, again check the accuracy and loss, both things. Okay. If your loss factor is less and your accuracy will high, then you somehow again you add the another layer. Okay. So like this way you can modify the thing. Okay. So, and as well as the also you focus on the loss function. If you check the existing model, all model use the some entropy loss, then you check the any other loss function is suitable for this environment or not, and also you can check the those things. Okay. Then your thing is automatic. It's not like the enhance high, but somehow at least you can enhance 5 to 10% through this way.
Okay. So when loss is decreasing, whenever I trying, then loss is decreasing in my model. Sometimes I increase number of epochs also. I change data set also. I change
So
my
no, loss is decreasing means good. Your model is good.
Yes, sir. Model is good. So still
Yes,
I
so,
didn't get, I don't get the results above 50%. I changed the
no,
batch.
so in your case, if you're getting the 50%, but your data set is image data set or text data set?
Sir, image data set.
Image data set means 50%. Which model you have used?
Sir, actually, I'm using UNet for semantic segmentation.
Okay. So you check the other, but in the case of image data set, 50%, 60% is in the somehow traditional model you are getting. And now you, if you add the features and what is this parameter, hyperparameter changing, okay, as well as the somehow you can change the loss function, then you are getting the 70 to 80% most probably.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you can change those parameters, you can getting the easily. But in the image dataset, what is the problem? Image dataset, you are getting the accuracy around 80-85 is okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's not like the 90% is not possible. Okay, some of the cases. Okay, so please you check the with the some parameters so you can achieve the around 70% easily, because 50% is a little bit low. Okay, so so you can achieve. And also you check the CNN type of model, because image dataset.
Yes.
Okay, CNN and some with some additional advanced version of CNN type of model, or you can use the transformer also.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so then which is give you the better performance.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any more questions from the participants?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes. Yes, please
Hello?
go ahead. Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, is there any, in what way artificial intelligence can help in cloud computing, sir? Cloud.
Okay. Yes. So, like cloud computing, basically, first, cloud is in general used for the general way, used for your storage and your
Yes.
high computation.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now, if you just previous question, okay, your colleague mentioned though. So in this case, the image data set. Okay. So image data set, you are not able to execute in your system, normal system, or
Okay.
in your Google Colab.
Yes, sir.
It is not possible. So then in this case, you have to have the some cloud, means the your more computation platform,
Yes.
okay, and
Yes.
storage space.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then the like image type of thing you can easily execute and you are getting the result. So cloud is in this case basically used for the storage and for the high computation.
Yes, yes, sir. For storage and
computation, both.
yes.
Okay, because your data set, if your image data set, your data set is some TB or PB, petabyte.
Okay.
Okay, which is not able to store in your normal system or your server also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you have to have the some purchase some cloud or something, then we store the data set. Or nowadays, what we'll do, will not store the data set. What
Yes.
we'll do, the every data set, they have the GitHub link. Okay, so
Yes,
in
sir.
your program, if you directly put the GitHub link, then easily you can execute the data set. Okay, not required to store the data set in your system.
Okay, okay, sir.
So cloud is basically used for storage and computation both. Okay, so
In the
that's why the
in the
yes.
data centers, in finding the shortest distance of the servers, in which server to save, can we use this artificial intelligence algorithm, sir?
Yes. So in this case, hottest server means it is our own data, means own server. Okay. And okay.
Sir,
Yes.
kindly unmute
Yes.
yourself.
Yes. So in this case, basically we are focusing the local server, which is stored the all information. But please you check in our case, the root means all the information in the form of text, not image. So in our case, not required the cloud.
Yes, sir.
Simple
Yes, sir.
server is because text only distance, okay, only traffic condition. So traffic condition in the value wise, okay, and
Okay.
also we consider the weather condition. Okay,
Yes.
so then temperature, all these things, darkness or lighting
Yes, sir.
condition. So those things are numeric value. So in our case, not required the cloud, but we already use the cloud and edge for our implementation. Okay.
What,
So this
what,
is
my, what my
yes.
doubt is whether we can implement this AI algorithms in cloud computing research, sir. That is
Yes,
this is
yes. It's
yes.
in general used in the cloud computing research. No issue.
Okay.
In this case, if you check, this is our this figure. It is visible to you. This one. This figure. Okay, first figure. This one. Edge
Yes, sir.
intelligence based system for healthcare. Here we are using the cloud
Yes,
services. This cloud. Okay, and here what we do. Here we have the
programs execute చేసి observation record.
So in this case, basically we collect the data from the patient. Okay, different biometric data, all this temperature data, individual patient. Then we use the edge server for individual means area wise different hospital connected with the each edge. And finally, the all edge data directly is stored into the cloud, and cloud is also responsible for aggregate those data and calculate the value of the all these stored edge level data. Okay, so here we use the message. So here for the direct, here the all this data is executed here in the edge level for machine learning model. Again, the all this edge level data again executed in the cloud in the AI model, which is stored into the cloud. So here we have the global model, here we have the local machine learning model, and here we have the global machine learning model. So like this way we calculate the some some patient. Here in this case, we asthma related patient detection for the rural area. So we develop this solution for the rural area patient. They have with the asthma diseases. Okay, so you can use the machine learning model, artificial intelligence model in the cloud computing here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It was a very nice session, very interesting. And tomorrow morning, again, sir is having session. I think sir is going to discuss regarding the Google Colabs and Python hands-on experience, right? So, yeah. Thank you so much for this session. I now request Dr. Pradyuman Ghosh to give the vote of thanks. Dr. Pradyuman, sir.
Wait, am I audible now?
You're audible, sir.
Okay. So yes, it was a very nice session. So it has been an honor to be a part of this wonderful 2 sessions today. On behalf of Bharat Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Devashish Das, who is a professor in CSC department, IIT Jodhpur, for enlightening us with the knowledgeable discussion on machine learning model for real life applications, which is a hands-on machine learning session with the help of collaboration between Python and Google. We're also thankful to our honorable chairman, sir, for providing us with the infrastructure and facilities, as well as giving us continuous encouragement for holding this fruitful session. I would also like to thank our esteemed college admin in charge, Dr. Kannan, and to our college academic in charge, Dr. T.V. Ramakrishnan, for continuously encouraging us in this process. I would also extend our thanks to our fellow coordinators, Dr. Papia Datta, who is the chairman of IIC in BIET, Dr. Anirban Ganguly, and Dr. Satyabrata Singha, because without their ideas, these programs would not have been possible. And sincere thanks to all the department, admin, and academic charges on all other remaining faculties of BIET who handled this session throughout. Most importantly, a wide round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made this event a memorable one. We look forward to another successful session. See you tomorrow. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Dr. Anirban Ganguly, sir, please share the feedback form in the chat box
Thank
for
you,
the
sir.
participants as well.
Yes, ma'am. I'll share the link of the Google form that will be filled up by all the candidates, participants who are present there. Okay.
Sir, Debashi sir, thank you so much for
Okay,
this
thank
session,
you.
and hope to see you tomorrow morning again. We'll have the session from 11 o'clock. So I request the participants to join early because 11 o'clock directly we will start. Thank you everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Participants, please wait for the feedback form. It is being shared.
Yeah, hello, ma'am. The feedback form is already shared. I've shared the feedback form. So participants are requested to fill the feedback form. The feedback form will also be shared in the Google group. I mean, the WhatsApp group. Okay. So just fill the feedback form and the quiz. Thank you all.